Hi everyone, my name is Lanesia, and in today's video I'm going to be telling you guys about my freshman year experience at the University of Pennsylvania. So I'm going to start this video off with when I got accepted into Penn. So the day I was accepted was literally the happiest day of my life. Like, I honestly cannot remember being that happy before ever. Like, it legit was great. Like, you saw the video, and if you didn't, go check the video out. So as I was applying, and especially when I got accepted, in my head, Penn had become this like amazing school. Like, it was perfect, there was nothing wrong with it. I just loved it, and I kind of like idolized it. I don't know if that's the right word, but it was just stellar. Like, it was just so great. And so I had super high expectations for how the school year was going to go for me. Like, super high expectations. I can't even explain what I expected, but I just know that they were super high. And so when I actually got to Penn, I guess that I like gassed it so much in my head that when I got there, I was just like, oh, it's just like a normal college. Like, oh wow. Like, it wasn't bad, like at all. It was not bad, don't get me wrong. But in my head, I just gassed it so much. So a way that I would describe it would be as like wanting to go to Disney World but ending up going to Six Flags. They're both great, but like Disney World is like Disney World and Six Flags is Six Flags. You know what I'm saying? So I want you guys to keep this in mind when I'm telling you guys about my experience, and this is also part of the reason why I had the experience that I had, like, internally, I guess. I don't know. Before we get even deeper into this video, I want to encourage all of you guys, especially the high school seniors watching this video, to check out Curricular. Curricular is a platform that specializes in empowering students to get admitted into their dream colleges. They provide assistance on essay writing, your college application as a whole, and you can get one-on-one mentoring. So I really recommend it. They have admissions advisors from schools like Penn, Stanford, USC, Dartmouth, Brown, all those top schools. So it is a great resource that I wish I had when I was applying to college, especially because I didn't have much help with the application process. So it is a great resource that I think you guys should check out. If you use the code Lanesia, you can get 20% off of your essay. I'll put all the links in the description down below, so definitely check it out at the end of this video. Okay, so my freshman year experience. So my freshman year experience started July 13th of 2019. I attended the Africana Summer Institute at Penn. So it was basically a week-long program where students came to Penn. We slept there for about a week, and we took 2 classes on things related to like African and African American history. I think my classes were about health in Africa, and then also Jim Crow. So yeah, it was a pretty fun experience. That is where I met most of the friends that I have today. It was also nice because it allowed me to get familiar with Penn's campus before I actually got there. Also, we got 0.5 credits for participating in that week-long program, which is great. So I definitely recommend that you guys should check that out if you're coming to Penn. It's called the Africana Summer Institute. There are also a bunch of other pre-freshman, or I think it's called pre-freshman programs over the summer. So the great thing about that was that I got to get a little taste of college life before I actually came to college. So I got the little taste. I went home for about a month, and then I came back, and as soon as I came back, we had Made in America, which I think made my freshman year experience. That was so corny. I don't know why I said that. No, I'm kidding. It didn't make my freshman year experience, but it made the beginning like so much fun. Like, honestly, Made in America was such a fun experience. It was really hot, so that sucked, but it was such a great way to start off my freshman year. But that little happiness high slowly trembled down because right after Made in America, I got sick, and this was just the start of a series of unfortunate events. So, like I said, I got sick. My throat was hurting, I had a fever, I was coughing, it was just awful. And then right after that, we had the first day of classes, and that was very stressful for me because we were getting all the syllabi, and that kind of like freaked me out, like seeing all the things that I had to do within the semester at once. It made me feel so overwhelmed. I just remember crying on the first day and like wanting to drop one of my classes because it said you're gonna have to read 100 pages a week, and like, I'm the world's slowest reader. I've mentioned this before. So that freaked me out. I was like, I want to drop this class, but like, it seems interesting, and I don't want to give up, and I don't want to fail, and it was literally like this long drawn out battle of me just like calling my mom, talking to my friends, trying to get input and advice on what I should do. I ended up keeping the class, and it ended up being my favorite class, so I'm happy that I stuck through. So the first day of classes were just like super stressful for me, but it ended up like being alright in the end, which is great. So those first couple of weeks of the semester were honestly a bunch of fun. Like, I can't remember much of it besides the fact that it was fun. I don't remember being stressed about school or anything. I just remember honestly having a lot of fun and just being happy to be at Penn, especially like during the daytime and then like during nightlife activities. But then whenever I was in my room by myself or like going to sleep, I would just feel so sad and like homesick, I guess. And I just remember the majority of the nights within the first month of school, I just hated Penn, and there was nothing for me to hate about it, but like I just remember thinking like, I want to transfer. This school isn't for me. And to be honest, I don't know why I had those thoughts. When people would ask me like, what didn't I like? I wouldn't be able to name anything. Like there was nothing that I didn't like. I just didn't want to be there. And so that sucked. This is also probably why I went home literally every other weekend. That also caused me to not apply to as many clubs as I would have wanted to, because like I didn't really love the school, so I didn't want to join things when I wasn't like loving the school, which kind of sounds dumb because by joining those clubs, I could have grown to like love Penn even more. So I have like a bunch of Snapchat memories of me sitting in my bed crying, and literally I don't know why. Like I am a crazy person, obviously. Like there was literally nothing wrong with me. I don't know, I'm just dramatic, and I just don't know. But that is not the case anymore, which is great. I'm happy for that. So on top of all this confusion of sadness and homesickness and wanting to leave, I was sick. I was sick for about probably until like Halloween, and the doctors didn't know what was wrong with me. They just kept saying like, oh, it's just common cold, common cold. There once came to a point where like I legit couldn't function. Like I went back, I was like, I've been here like 3 times, what is wrong with me? And they go, yeah, you had bacterial pneumonia. And I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean I had bacterial pneumonia? That's legit a serious illness and people die from it. So like to think that I had that, I'm like, what the heck? And it took you guys that long to figure out. Like I was just like, what? I was actually watching The Resident a couple days ago, and the like child had bacterial pneumonia and was like dying from it in the show, and I'm like, what the heck? Like that could have been me. Like I know it's just a show, but still I was like, what the heck? Like that's insane. So I ended up being okay eventually after lots of doctor's visits and cough drops and medicine. On the bright side, I learned a lot my first semester. Like I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot in the classes that I was taking, which I was super surprised by because I usually don't learn, I just memorize, but I actually learned things. I also loved all of the professors I had. They were all so great, and they helped me so much with like transitioning to Penn. So that was one of the positive things about my so far fall semester. So overall, I would say I enjoyed my first semester of college. However, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10, only because I was sick so much and because of those times when I was sad or however I was feeling. I don't know. I still don't know. But yeah, 6 out of 10. So for second semester, it was significantly better in regards to like everything else besides like parties and fun, which I talked about in previous videos, so I'm not gonna get into that. But everything was fine. I didn't feel like homesick anymore. Like I didn't go home at all until we got kicked off of campus, which sucked. But I honestly don't have much to say about second semester at Penn because we weren't there like for that long. Like honestly, my Snapchat memories from like January to whenever we left campus were like, it's like this, like I do 2 scrolls and it's over, compared to like fall semester where it's like scroll, you know. But once we got online and had like online classes, it honestly was kind of hard for me. It was hard for me to find the motivation to watch the lectures and to take notes. I honestly didn't do any of the readings that I had to do. I just like had zero motivation to do anything, especially because at the time I didn't have a desk. I know it's not that big of a deal, but like it's so hard for me to like do work without being at a desk, so that was difficult. I have a desk now, so that's great. So yeah, so the spring semester was just really short and just like bleh, like nothing like bad, nothing great, like just like bland, like mediocre. So I'd give second semester probably like an 8 out of 10 because it was just like blah. Actually probably a 7 out of 10. Wait, I just remembered. Second semester sucked. Wait, okay, no, second semester didn't suck, but in regards to like sicknesses, second semester was trash. I was literally sick the entire time we were on campus. Like I literally had videos with me like with my head in the toilet, and like it wasn't from what you guys think it was from. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I was constantly like throwing up, and I hated it because that's literally the worst type of sickness in my eyes. There came a point where they had to hook me up to an IV because I had lost so many fluids, and like they gave me these pills. They were disgusting, and they had to like dissolve on my tongue. Oh, it was just crazy. That honestly was just trash. Like my mom was like, do you want me to come pick you up? I'm like, what's that gonna do? The way that I was sick second semester was way worse than how it was first semester. It was just weird because like I don't get sick. Like I get sick maybe once every 2 years, like typically. I don't know what it is with college, but make sure you take your vitamin C little pills or little sucky candy things before you get here and while you're here, because literally it sucks. No one wants to be sick in college. So towards the end of my freshman year, I received a little bit of positive news. I was accepted into Penn's Perm program, which stands for Penn Undergraduate Research and Mentorship, which is basically where you apply to work with a professor and you become a research assistant for them over the summer. I was just so excited and so happy that day because I didn't think that I would get it. I applied to a few other programs and I didn't hear back from them, so I kind of just lost hope in like all the programs, especially with like COVID going on. But then when I got the email saying like congrats, I was like, Mom! It was such a happy experience for me. So the program is over now and it was honestly such a great experience. I learned so much about research and about like the topic. I'm actually continuing the job this semester, so I start again next week, which I'm excited about. I honestly think the Perm program and like this research experience over the summer made my freshman year experience much better. So yeah, overall I would give my freshman year experience a 7.5 out of 10. I don't think that makes sense with the average I gave the two, but whatever. So some things that I would change and or some things that I am going to try to be doing this semester is to not procrastinate and like not wait until the last minute to do everything, because that literally freaks me out so much and I hate that extra like pressure and stress that it puts on me. Another thing that I'm going to try not to do is to like freak myself out over things that aren't worth being freaked out over. That was a lot. Also, I wish that I stepped out of my comfort zone more my freshman year. Like, so I wish that like I went up to people and met more people and made more friends as opposed to like people that I just say hi to. And then lastly, I mentioned this before, I wish that I went off campus more. Like, I did not go off campus that much at all. That's something that I want to do when we're allowed back on campus and allowed to leave campus. So that is my freshman year experience at Penn. Sorry if it was a little bit over the place. Like, my brain is literally all over the place. Even when I type down like how to say everything, it's still like blah blah blah. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you like these type of college related videos, be sure to subscribe and check out other videos I have posted on my channel. Bye!